Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive disruption that's happening right now at the crossroads of AI, healthcare, and, you guessed it, your digital privacy. It's a transformation that is completely reshaping how medical treatments are researched, delivered, and ultimately experienced by every single one of us.
So let's dive right in with a question that implicates, well, pretty much all of us. Have you actually read the terms and conditions on your digital health apps before clicking accept? Let's be completely honest here. The answer is almost certainly no. And as we're going to see, that creates a profound problem when your most intimate, highly sensitive health data is on the line. To really wrap our heads around this, we'll be mapping out the digital healthcare revolution, the rise of super platforms, the new legal risks involved, what some call the biggest lie online today, and finally a really fascinating solution known as legal design. All right, part one, the digital healthcare revolution. This is all about the democratization of healthcare and how digital tech is actively disrupting the traditional ways medical treatments are developed and delivered. According to the Stanford Medicine Health Trends Report, healthcare used to be this completely closed-off ecosystem. Think about it. The hospital was the main hub, and information flowed in a strict, straight line from the doctor down to the patient. But today, it's a totally open, flat ecosystem. Information is everywhere. Data is being generated exponentially, which completely empowers the patient consumer, that's you and me, to actually take charge of our own wellness. Just look at how agile startups are using AI to totally revolutionize personalized medicine. It's wild. On one hand, you have patient-oriented chatbots like Florence, designed to help older patients remember to take their pills, or Super Izzy, tracking menstrual cycles. And on the other hand, we've got these wearables right on our wrists with real-time vital sign sensors, literally tracking your heart rate and skin temperature 24/7. It's precision public health happening right there on your wrist, allowing for highly individualized care but at a massive population-wide scale. Of course, this digital explosion has caught the attention of some of the largest companies in the world. That brings us to part two, the rise of super platforms. Tech giants see healthcare as a massively lucrative space.
You have to look at the sheer scale and speed of these super platforms to really get it. We're talking about tech giants that leverage global networks and massive amounts of data at a pace we've never seen before. Just look at these adoption rates. It took the radio 38 years to reach 50 million users. Television, 13 years, but it only took a platform like Facebook 2 years to hit that exact same milestone. 2 years. They enjoy enormous economic and cultural influence, and right now, they are pointing that immense power directly at healthcare.
So the crucial point here is this number, 38,000. That represents the thousands of medical institutions that are now delivering integrated healthcare services through Tencent's open platform over in China. Now, Tencent originally owned WeChat, an app used for texting, shopping, maybe hailing a ride. But now, they're one of the most important super platforms in the entire healthcare industry. Users can book medical appointments, pay for medicine, and get immediate AI-driven online medical consultations all in one place. And similarly, platforms like Apple are building these massive algorithm-driven ecosystems to seamlessly connect your wellness data with actual clinical research. Apple's health app already consolidates your daily steps, your heart rate, your calories, but they also offer these powerful developer frameworks. You've got HealthKit acting as your personal data repository, CareKit helping people manage specific medical conditions, and ResearchKit, that's a real game changer. It allows developers to conduct actual medical studies using the incredibly robust data flowing in from millions of iPhones and Apple Watches every single day. But as you can imagine, with great technological power comes a massive collection of hypersensitive personal data. And that creates our third focus, the new legal risks and the regulatory backlash that's desperately trying to keep up. Take the European Union's GDPR, for example. It fiercely protects patient data by demanding absolute transparency. It imposes some really strict rules, like consent can't be hidden anymore. It has to be affirmative, it has to be clear. Companies are now bound by mandatory 72-hour data breach notifications and something called privacy by design. Basically, privacy has to be built directly into the system's architecture right from the start, no matter where in the world the data processor is sitting. Plus, you get the right to data portability, which gives you the power to actually take your structured health data and just move it to another provider if you want to. On top of that, new soft law guidelines out of the EU are demanding what they call trustworthy AI. This is huge because it means the complex algorithms making these healthcare decisions can never act as a mysterious black box. AI systems have to be accountable, explainable, and unbiased.
If an AI is helping to diagnose a condition based on the data from your smartwatch, there absolutely has to be traceability. Human autonomy and robust data governance just have to remain at the core of all these new technologies.
Yet, despite all these incredibly strict regulations, we face a major complication in how this privacy is actually presented to you and me. Which brings us to part 4, the biggest lie online: blind consent.
The harsh reality is that legal documents have turned into this completely unreadable wall of text that basically forces us to blindly click accept just to use the service. A UK House of Commons committee actually investigated this exact issue and concluded that modern terms and conditions are literally, and this is a quote, more complex than Shakespeare. Consumers are signing up for apps every day without having a clue what they're actually agreeing to when it comes to their highly sensitive health data. To really highlight how absurd this has become, just consider this massive Readathon. The Norwegian Consumer Council took an average mobile phone, which had about 33 apps on it, and decided to read all the terms and conditions out loud, word for word. You know how long it took? Over 32 hours of continuous reading. It's wild. It completely proves that reading the privacy policies for the apps we rely on every day is physically bordering on the impossible. And that complexity, it causes unnecessary risks, and it means users have absolutely no real control.
Fortunately, we don't have to stay trapped in all this dense legalese. There actually is a modern resolution to this transparency problem, and that is part 5, legal design.
So what is legal design? Well, it's this brilliant, interdisciplinary approach. It uses human-centered design to solve legal problems by prioritizing the point of view of the everyday user, not the lawyers. By focusing heavily on the user interface, or that UI layer, legal design actually bridges the gap between these incredibly complicated privacy laws and simple, intuitive user experiences. The whole goal is to strip away the lawyer speak and translate it into clear, engaging communication that actually empowers the patient.
We can achieve this using a really simple 3-step framework. First up, empathize. You have to understand the user's needs. Understand that they really just want to know what's happening to their data. Second, distill. Boil that massive wall of text down to its absolute core essence. And third, clarify. Guide the reader visually so they aren't overwhelmed. It draws heavily on John Maeda's laws of simplicity. This idea that true simplicity is about subtracting the obvious and adding the meaningful. It's kind of like how Apple revolutionized MP3 players by taking away all those complex buttons and adding an intuitive scroll wheel. We literally need to do the exact same thing for privacy policies.
So, instead of a giant wall of text, developers can use these clever design patterns to actively empower patients, finally giving them true control over their highly sensitive medical data. We can shift away from text and use visual representation patterns instead. We're talking step-by-step charts, explanatory diagrams, and really clear headings. And honestly, the best part is developers don't even have to start from scratch. Organizations like Sage Bionetworks have actually developed open-access toolkits for electronic informed consent. They provide ready-made design patterns that developers can easily grab and integrate, which completely embeds legal protections seamlessly right into the app's user interface.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought on human autonomy and really how much power you're willing to give away with just a single click. Knowing that your most intimate medical data is literally the new currency for these super platforms, will you demand better legal design before you share your digital heartbeat? Thanks so much for joining me on this journey today. I really encourage you to look just a little bit closer the next time an app asks you to blindly hit accept.